Okay, so few interesting things have happened this last week. Number one, did you see Trump and Biden have agreed to a debate? So that's really shocking. I didn't think that Biden was going to ever accept another debate with Trump, uh, but he sure had a lot of different restrictions on this debate. Here's a list of what Biden said he would only show up a debate for if we're present here. So, number one, it had to be hosted by liberal networks only. CNN has been selected for this first one, June 27th. Trump tried to get a third debate with Fox News moderating. Biden said no because he's afraid of any reporters that are not liberal and in his camp already. Another restriction here is no live audience because, of course, Trump feeds off an audience. They'll laugh at the things he says. They will look at Biden funny when he starts stumbling, and he doesn't want that. So no live audience, which is going to be super lame. The debates need to have the live audience. That's what makes them so much fun to watch. There's only going to be two of them. Again, Trump tried to get a third. Biden said no. He declined it because of Fox News. The timing, Biden wanted both debates well before voting was going to start so that when he inevitably face plants that everybody forgets about it. His excuse was that he wanted it before early voting, blah, 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 blah. Everybody knows why. What Trump should do is require Biden to take a drug test because they are going to hop him up full of every drug you can imagine. Think back to the State of the Union. He came out all fiery. He looked pretty on point. And then he just slowly tapered off as the drugs wore off. And it was pretty clear what was going on there. So no surprise that Biden only was going to debate Trump if he got to choose all of the different details and has refused any change from Trump. But Trump should really go with the drug test because we all know that that is not Biden when he's up there on stage and they've pumped him full of whoever knows what. Next on the docket here, I don't know if you saw this. If you didn't, good. I'm sorry I have to show this to you guys, but let's take a look at the video of Marjorie Taylor Greene and AOC in a committee hearing earlier. So, as you can see, Marjorie Taylor Greene is an idiot. We should just start with Marjorie Taylor Greene's an idiot. That should be given. You know that. I know that. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a black mark on Republicans. She shouldn't be in the House. She makes the rest of us look stupid, mostly because she is stupid and she speaks really loudly and really drowns out a lot of the rest of the House members who are trying to do good things. And then, of course, she's in the committee room with AOC, who is the Democrats' stupidest person, and they get to go at it, which is a lot of fun here. You see AOC going full ghetto on Marjorie Taylor Greene, who honestly didn't really seem like she was that prepared for it. Maybe she should have been. You're talking to AOC. You never know what stupid things are going to come out of her mouth. But real battle of the low IQs here. I mean, these two members alone got to bring the average IQ of Congress down like 5-10 points. That's how bad that these women are. Neither one of them should be in Congress. They're both terrible. Marjorie Taylor Greene has made Republicans look like idiots these last few months with her motions to vacate. That is a bunch of crap. And she should really be sanctioned by the Republican Party for that because she has made the entire caucus look like a bunch of clowns. And she should be punished for it because nobody wants to deal with that. That's not what our government should be about. And she's just grandstanding at this point for more fame and publicity so that she can go get some cable news job later or some podcast or something when she's done acting like she's governing and is ready to just cash out, which hopefully will be soon so we can all start ignoring her and not have to deal with this crap anymore. Last thing we've got to talk about here, the Paul Pelosi attacker got 30 years. I mean, we just threw this into the show really last second. I saw it trending on X and wanted to bring it up because that's crazy, 30 years. I mean, and this is, I'm assuming in California, that's where they live. In California, for people that don't live in California, nobody gets sentenced to prison for anything. 30 years. I mean, there are murderers that get less time in California than that. And the comparison there was thrown out there, I guess today, the same day, a man in New York was sentenced to 180 days for 2 counts of rape. So you got this Paul Pelosi guy. He attacked Pelosi with a hammer. I mean, this guy should totally be in prison. And don't get me wrong, but 30 years is crazy compared to 180 days for rape, because you have to keep in mind these liberals are fine with these really light sentences. They're fine with crime running rampant as long as it's not in their neighborhood. As soon as they are attacked, as soon as the results of their policies come to their front door, it's 30 years in prison. The liberal elite must be protected. It must send a signal that the lawlessness ends where the rich neighborhoods begin, because you walk downtown San Francisco, you walk down all these different districts, commercial districts, there are people shooting up, there are people shitting on the sidewalk. They're allowed to do all those things. But the second you go to Marin County, you head into the Pelosi's neighborhood, nope, 30 years in prison. Doesn't matter. You're going straight to jail. This guy obviously had mental issues. Obviously, he should have faced consequences, but this is absolutely crazy. He should not be getting more time in prison than somebody who raped 2 women, because that is terrible, and it's objectively worse, yet our justice system is always going to protect our liberal elites, and they are going to look the other way when people attack common people. So that is super shitty. Something's got to change. That guy shouldn't be in prison for 30 years. The rapist should be in prison for 30 years, not this guy who has clear mental issues. And his biggest crime was attacking a very rich and powerful person. Despite Paul Pelosi is a complete criminal himself and should be in prison, not just because he had a DUI and because he tried to get out of it because of his status, but because of all his insider trading he does with Nancy, which is pretty famous and really obvious out there for everybody. And you can come in with your legal definition. Well, was it really insider trading, this or that? No, they should be in prison. They totally took advantage of her status and her position in the U.S. government to enrich themselves, as a ton of these politicians do, including Joe Biden, especially Joe Biden, who probably should be in prison too. But since we're getting in the habit of putting political opponents on trial, let's start with the Pelosi's and the Bidens next. That would be really nice. I think that they deserve it a lot more than Trump does. So we'll see. Hopefully it happens soon. The Democrats wanted to open this door and go for it. Let's go for it. It's got to apply both ways. Justice has got to be a two-way street here, which is kind of a joke now, but we should go back to it.